50 miles due west of downtown Chicago and about 15 miles after suburbs give way to country, the P.J. Fleck story began.
Who would have dreamed that he came from a school this small and out in the middle of nowhere, and it's just been, it's been tremendous.
Before Row the Boat, even before he was Coach Fleck, P.J. Fleck made his name here. He was one heck of a football player here for the two-time undefeated state champion Canelan Knights.
That was just the biggest deal ever. And PJ did not, though he could have, take all the credit. He always pushed it back on his team, always.
Defensive back, number 10, P.J. Fleck.
As Fleck tells the story, he was king of the twos, supposedly too small, too slow. But he was named All-State twice and led his team to the only state football titles in school history. In the 1997 title game, he scored a pair of touchdowns on offense.
Touchdown, P.J. Fleck.
And on defense had 4 tackles and an interception. Repeating as champs in '98, Fleck had 9 catches for 153 yards and another touchdown. He graduated as Illinois' all-time leader in receptions.
I mean, he just would, try to outwork everybody. Just did whatever he could, nonstop. How can I get better? Type of a kid.
It wasn't just football. PJ's in Canelan's Hall of Fame after also earning all-state honors in track and basketball, where he still holds Canelan's single-season scoring record.
He wasn't the fastest person out there, but he knew how to run routes. In basketball, he knew how to get open. He knew how to get a shot in basketball. In track, he just ran, and that competitive desire is really, and even his leadership took off.
If you want to get a true snapshot of a moment in time at a high school, you come to the library, you grab the yearbook, and in the 1999 Stars of the Night, we open and find P.J. Fleck was the sports editor of the yearbook. That wasn't the biggest gem we found in here. He was also, most athletic, but he was also the biggest flirt and the most likely to come back to Canelan High School as a teacher.
He was an all-American kid. I had him in U.S. history class. He was a great student. He ended up and became a social studies teacher. Obviously, that career took a turn, but he just, in the classroom, he was the same way.
He was a leader all the way and had the compassion and empathy for his classmates. He was so kind to everybody. So that's what we all remembered even before he hit the big time, because he's one of those that has a special place in all of our hearts.
Fleck was a pillar of Canelan High School, sitting on the student council, even transitioning from Friday night lights to stage lights.
When he heard we were doing Guys and Dolls, and he has a beautiful voice, you should ask him sometime. What I recall very fondly is he always does everything with enthusiasm and always bigger than life. He couldn't find his costume, so he ended up coming out in one of the girls' costumes and actually killed the entire performance. It was just like people were on the floor and on their feet applauding, and he just made it work, as he always does.
He may have won awards on the field, gym, and track, but Fleck truly left his mark where there were no scoreboards.
You know how hard high school is. It's a place of growth, but kids have lots of challenges. PJ kind of cut through the line of kids' differences and would somehow know when somebody was down and would just lift him up. Watching him in the hallway with kids and with his teachers, that's what I shall always remember about him.
I'm just thrilled that he still remembers Canelan High School, and he comes back on recruiting trips and whenever else, and he'll come in and stop and see us.
And that's what it says on the oar. Don't forget where you're from.
Yes, exactly. And I tell him it all the time. I say thank you for, coming back and remembering us.
Because they certainly remember him.
He would give you the shirt off his back. He's just one of those type of kids and always has been. And as we here at Canelan follow his career, it's very clear he does that everywhere he goes. So we love him. We always have.
Safe to say there's a lot of Gopher fans here at Canelan?
There are. Before there weren't, but now there are.